Welcome, beautiful people. So welcome to this video. Today I am going to talk about the feminine polarity. I'm going to talk about the dark and the light feminine polarity and why it is so integral on this journey for you to really embody it. So let's get into this one. So welcome, I'm Kathleen from Awakening Meraki. Now at the start of this journey, we are typically mostly in high masculine energy. And that masculine energy is that doing, it's that chasing, it's that forcing, hustle, striving energy. It's a false belief of control. It's programming and it's very toxic to us and it's very, very unhealthy, irrespective of gender. So we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. However, why it's so important to get into your feminine polarity on this journey, particularly if you're the feminine energy, is because we are operating in duality here and we've got another opposite of us, another opposite of our polarity. So each bodies have their own masculine and feminine energy, but then there's this other energy, this shared energy, and this is where we've got to be in the embodiment of our feminine and allow the masculine to be in their masculine. They can't be in their masculine while ever we're trying to be in the masculine. So you will be strongly guided on this journey. Trust your intuition, trust your soul, trust your inner knowing. The reason why I want to talk about the feminine polarity is because as you shift, so at the start of this journey, you're releasing a lot of stuff, a lot of programming, a lot of beliefs that are just simply not true. And you're coming into this awareness that you are actually the soul, and it is a resonance. It's not something you can just intellectually think your way there. You have to resonate. There's a difference between, yep, I understand versus resonating. They're two really different things. Resonance is number one. You have to resonate. You are a soul. Because once you start resonating, you're a soul, you will operate from a limitless foundation. You're not going to operate from this limiting kind of stuff that you've been operating from. But the feminine polarity is so let's talk about the light. Actually, the light feminine energy is the nurturing, it's the empathic side of us, it's the one that's very playful. She, I'm just going to refer to he and she, but remember he's talking energy. But she is the one that's she just loves to play in the kitchen, or she loves doing her craft, or she loves painting, and she's just in flow and she's just moving with the day. The dark feminine energy is the one that's going to make shit happen. She's the siren within you. She's that depth. She's the one that wants to get deep. She's very seductive. She's very magnetic. That dark feminine energy is what brings your magnetism online. So yes, you will need to have the light feminine because everything's about balance, but it's that one that's going to really strive you forward. It's the one that is going to bring through your boundaries, the embodiment of your boundaries. And what I mean by that is you get to a place where you don't need to even place boundaries down. You actually just embody them and you realize, I'm not even going to give energy to it because I don't need to. Giving energy to it is taking it away from my magnetism, and that's the conscious choice that you start to make. You simply just go, no, not doing it. And there will be times where you need to really put like, hey, not okay to speak to me this way. You will have that, but it won't be coming from a reactive, like that push energy. It'll come from a very balanced, I know my worth, and actually, you know what, happy to engage with you, but not at this level, not in this energy. Come back to me when you're ready to actually have a conscious conversation, right? So that's what the feminine, the dark feminine will do. She's not going to tolerate any kind of BS. She will see the BS before it arrives. Your intuition will be on point, and you are very, very keen on really embodying your sexual energy as well and using it not just for sex. You will use it for creating your purpose, to bringing that to life. And it's that real dark feminine energy that really is going to bring your purpose and really bring it into, like, it really birth it. Whereas the lighter feminine is the one that's probably going to be like, let's get involved in the creative part. Let's just play. Let's, I don't know, put pot plants in behind the scenes, you know, let's do that sort of stuff. Whereas the darker feminine's like, we're going to make this happen. We are going to birth this purpose. We're going to birth the new version of me and bring her to life. And I'm not going to settle anymore for playing small. I am not going to reach out to the masculine. When you are in your dark feminine energy, you will have no desire whatsoever to reach out to anybody that is not showing up for you. And that would include friends, family, partners, whoever. The masculine, you just won't. You will not, because you've worked on yourself. You know your worth, and you will only show up for those that are there's that you know, it's coming back at you. There's got to be this giving energy, and then the receiving energy. And the dark feminine is very good at receiving. She now knows who she's about. She knows her worth, and she's sitting in the seat of that, and she's not really operating from ego. She just knows that she's not giving up her energy to someone that's not prepared to actually give it to her first. And that's the energy you will come into, and it's very magnetic. It's extremely magnetic. You will draw so much attention to you, but you'll know why, and you just are who you are. It's a very powerful frequency to be in, and it's paramount on this journey, because this is when you really step into sovereignty, really step into your divinity, really what am I trying to say? Step into your goddess frequency, your godlike goddess frequency. That's who you will be, and you won't settle for less than. And this is when the masculine can start to rise, because while we're still playing in our smaller feminine energy and we don't have the dark side, we've just got, because initially what happens is it's like the light aspect of us starts to work through us first. We start making changes in our home. We start, you know, maybe dressing slightly differently. You start just lightening yourself up in general, because you're out of the density. So you start playing in this lighter aspect of your feminine energy first. And so for me, what that looked like was revamping my home, for an example, changing my wardrobe, changing the bed linen, changing everything so it was lighter in my house, so it wasn't so dark and heavy. And then what happens is, then your dark feminine goes, oh, you know what, we need to pull this up, elevate a little bit more in this feminine energy. And you'll feel it, and your soul will call you towards it in a massive way. Your soul knows exactly where you're at on your journey. It also knows where your masculine is at on the journey. So you just need to follow and trust your soul. That is the best advice that anyone can give you. Trust your own soul. The more you lean in and get out of the 3D and focus on your soul and your own inner knowing and your own intuition, the louder that gets for you, and the more that becomes your place of go-to. That's where you will get your answers from. You're not going to get it from the 3D world. So that dark feminine energy needs to elevate, needs to rise, because that is the seductive side of you. That is the, you know, twin flames are here. Yes, we are here from, it's more than just the physical connection that you're going to have, but it's your whole expansion in a way that I can't actually articulate and put into words. But that dark feminine is really what you need to anchor in and hold. And it's when you've got that dark feminine balanced with your lighter feminine, is when you're starting to really hold that pillar of light. You see, the physical union cannot come into place until the feminine polarity has integrated these two aspects, the light and dark aspect, and can hold that frequency. And it's the dark feminine that's going to help you hold that frequency. This frequency that you're holding is your true state of being, but it's a much higher frequency, and this is why you'll feel yourself dip in and out of it, or or the masculine may dip in and out. It's because you can't quite hold the frequency yet. The feminine must be able to hold this frequency for the masculine to be able to ground the physical union. And because we energetically lead it. So there's no way that they're going to come in and stay if you can't hold that frequency. So that is what you're aiming for, and your soul will guide you. Do not worry where you are on your journey. Everyone's at different paths. Comparing it is saying, I'm in lack, and we're shifting you out of lack. That dark feminine, she knows she is not in lack. She does not operate from any kind of lack, and if she does, she moves it very quickly. She's like, no, 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 I don't resonate with that anymore. She is on fire. She's on point. Her spiritual gifts are typically very, very alive, and she knows that it's her she trusts. It's her inner knowing that she trusts. She's very connected spiritually. She's very connected to her higher self, and potentially you know, every journey is very unique in terms of that telepathic connection, but typically you are very connected there as well, and you know exactly what's going on. So you just don't doubt, you don't question, you just know that this is a process, and it's just always a forever unfolding process. So I wanted to touch on that one today. It's a big component of this journey, and it's something that I'm going to be talking more and more about, because I can see with a lot of the people that I work with that that's really coming online for them. They're like, yes, the light feminine's energy is beautiful and lovely and everything, but some of us resonate more with the dark feminine and some will resonate more with the light. You need to find your balance around it. I definitely resonate more with the dark side feminine energy. I am a Scorpio woman, so, you know, it speaks volumes. But, you know, the light side, if I'm in my light side too much, it's too airy-fairy for me. I'm just not that way inclined. I need the strength of my dark feminine energy to really elevate myself, really step fully into my power, really be that seductive, magnetic woman that I am. And so it's a huge component of this journey. So just find the balance, because if I was just in my light, my feminine energy is not strong enough. And so you need to bring the dark in. And the dark energy, you know, like loves to move, also loves to create, but it's creation and with a lot more depth. It's quite different. It's a very, very different frequency. These are all the bits that you are tuning into. You know, you have a unique soul blueprint. Now, when you integrate these two, there is a lighter and a darker masculine energy as well, right? There's one that's very soft and calming and sensual and just nurturing and protects you, and then there's one that really rises up and protects and provides safety, and it's a darker side of the masculine energy. So it's in both. We have to balance obviously our own inner feminine and masculine, so really resonating with these energies is really important, because they are key to this journey. And I don't resonate with anyone that says they're not. And the reason why is because everything is made with masculine and feminine energy. And I see my own too. So, and I've seen them merge. I've watched it. It's incredible. This journey is just so transformative and so amazing, even though it's a bit horrible at the beginning. But when you just really anchor in and anchor into your polarity, what happens is the surrender becomes a lot easier, because you simply just know, and you just surrender in, and you're really centered, you're really focused on you, you're choosing you, you're really fully showing up for you now, particularly when that dark feminine comes online. When that dark feminine comes online, lean into it, play with her, get to know that side of you. Because you don't want to get so dark that, you know, you just you do need to have your balance, but you do want to have the blend of the two just working together beautifully. But that dark, when that's really coming online for you, you know, you're really anchoring in that union frequency, and it's quite incredible. You just feel completely secure in who you are, and you just don't play in the matrix at all. You don't, well, when I say you don't play in it, you go in there and you play, but you're not drawn into the density of it anymore. You're really elevated out of it, and you're just on a completely different level. You really are, to how you were at the beginning of this journey. You're operating from a completely different energetic space. You're in your divinity, you're in your sovereignty, you feel the power of your soul, and you just won't settle. You won't settle for less. You will not open your door to anybody that's not going to show up properly for you regardless of what that relationship is. So hopefully this helps some of you. Just lean in. I know many of you are in this space. Play with it. Get to know that side of you. Get to know those, because that's the side of us that's been suppressed. That dark feminine is the bit that's been suppressed on this planet. And why? Because they don't want us having it, because it's very bloody powerful energy. And so the more we rise into this, it births the masculine for starters, because the feminine is not going to put up with this low vibrational masculine BS anymore. And that's not a judgment of any gender or anything like that. It's just, it's the conditioning, it's the programming on the planet. And this rise of this feminine is not going to tolerate it anymore. She will just simply give it zero energy. And when you don't feed the energy, you're anchored in. Okay, so it's always asking yourself, when you have interactions with people, which energy am I prepared to feed? And when you just say, I'm not feeding it, I'm not feeding that story anymore, I'm not feeding that narrative, I'm not going to feed my friend that's, come in and lack, and they're not in good energy and they just woe is me, you're actually going to start rising. You're going to rise up and show them there's a different way. And you need to rise with, or you're going to stay in your pity party, and and then the lighter feminine will come out and have empathy for that person, but you're not going to self-sacrifice like you would have once before. You're going to show them there's a way to pull them out of it. And this goes for either gender. It's just when that dark feminine energy is really alive within you, and this goes for gender. Either gender. This is not about women and it's not about men, okay? It's about the energy. So you've got to find that light, that dark feminine energy within you, and you've also got to really resonate with your masculine. But this journey, once you get into this, it's very much around anchoring in that polarity, so your actual physical masculine can anchor in their polarity. And that's when you feel the merging going on. It's very powerful, it's very transformative, and it's just incredible. Anyway, that is my afternoon chat about the feminine energy. If you need some help and support, you know where to find me. This journey is happening for you. I know it can be incredibly challenging at times, but I want you to see the transformation. The transformation is not something you will get in the physical world. You have to come in and learn it at a spiritual level. Sending lots of love.